Get ready for the Squawking Eagles Podcast, the show that covers only the Philadelphia Eagles. Think different. Think Squawking Eagles Podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Squawking Eagles Podcast. Today, it's Miguel and myself. How's it going, buddy?
What it do? And like the great Jim Uso says, this week feels like a no yeet week.
Definitely no yeet. It's a bye week. This is our bye week episode. We're going to talk things that have happened over the past, 48 hours between a Darius Slay going on to a podcast. And we'll talk about Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts' relationship and what this team is going to be looking like going forward. I've got some questions. Hopefully, maybe you can answer some of them for me.
We'll see.
And so let's get going. So let's talk a little bit about this loss in Tampa Bay. Like we talked about in the post game, no excuses. You know, you knew you were going to get down here and taking on a team that was at point 2-1. They were a good team. Baker's playing a hell of a quarterback this season, and your game plan wasn't there.
They never got off the plane, Mike.
Never got. Did they even get on the plane?
I at this point, it's still questionable. I don't know. This team clearly, all three phases did not show up for that game Sunday. They decided that, we'll give Saquon Barkley, half the day off. He didn't come in late. He could come in tardy. Yeah. I just don't understand the way this team is being managed by their head coach, because what was our motto was it last year or the year before? Run the ball, win the game, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it seems to be that's always our motto.
Right.
Run the ball, run the game.
And it's when we've been able to run the ball, we've been able to win the game. So, yeah. I mean, it's just as easy as that. And why it takes this coaching staff so long to get to the running game beats the hell out of me. I mean, we go down quickly in that first quarter. By the end of the first quarter, it's 14-0. But even on your first possession, there were 0 runs.
Mm-hmm.
You passed all 3 downs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. How do you expect to get this offense going when all you do is throw the ball?
You are supposed to. I feel like we've beaten a dead horse here. Like we've said, you set up your pass by running the ball. Right. You run the ball. They have to load the box, and then you can pick them apart. How can they let Baker Mayfield drop back 3 steps and the ball is out of his hand, gone?
Yeah.
I realize the Eagles had Dotson and Paris Campbell, but these are professionals, correct? Like they are professionals. They're supposed to be able to catch the ball with a 3-step drop on the quarterback, correct? Is that wrong?
Correct. Okay. No, you're right.
All right. So how come Jalen Hurts goes back there, scrambles around, and can't find anybody open? You're telling me nobody is open? Saquon's not open. Dallas Goedert's not open. And then when Saquon is open, downfield with a wide open field, Jalen Hurts throws the ball out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah, he's clearly not seeing the ball, not seeing the field well at all this year. No. I don't know if he's got too much on his plate with all these blitz checks now that Kelsey's not there. I don't understand. I understand this play. Like maybe he's frustrated with the play calling itself, but he's not making any adjustments at the line either. Like, come on. I mean,
no.
And you want to? What I've heard a lot this week is the excuse of, we didn't have Smith, we didn't have Smitty, we didn't have AJ, we didn't have Lane. Okay, so then what was the defense's excuse? Because last time I checked, everybody was fucking healthy, right? Everybody showed up for the game last week.
Everybody was there.
They left. They must have left their cleats in the car because They didn't clearly show up onto the field at all.
The offense saying excuses about not having AJ Brown and Smith that they can't be said because they already knew AJ Brown wasn't going to be there. Right. And it's different if they got hurt in the middle of a game. Like, yeah, we lost these guys. We really know how to adjust to these players come in. They had a whole week of football preparation. Like, as a head coach, you're supposed to prepare this team. They have not been prepared. I would say they haven't been prepared in any of these games. Like, would you say they were prepared in Green Bay when they played Green Bay? They weren't prepared. It was not a team. They didn't come out there and just stomp on the Packers. They didn't do that. Mm-hmm. And they definitely didn't have a team effort against the Falcons, and they lost in Monday Night Football.
Right.
They had a team effort, but it was tough. They had a really tough and grind out against the Saints.
Yeah.
And they didn't show. There was no effort in Tampa Bay. So if you really think about it, the Eagles really could very well be 0-4 instead of 2-2 going into this bye week.
And I agree. They're just a play or two away from being 0-4. But you can make that case for a lot of teams in the NFL at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Bucks. The Bucks just got done playing. They just lost in overtime to the Falcons.
Yeah,
they could
that was tough.
You know what I mean? That must have been a tough loss. I didn't get to see it, but
no.
They're also a game or two or a play or two from being 0-5. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 5-1.
Yeah.
So you can make that case for a lot of people.
Okay. All right. Fair. But I do not agree that if you're going to go out and you hire Cullen Moore, I guess a qualified play caller, it looks to me Nick Sirianni's fingerprints are still all over these plays and these play calling.
I mean, what besides motion has he really added? Because when was the last time we saw Jalen Hurts under center?
Not many. Yeah.
Everything else is out of shotgun formation. So we're right back to shotgun formation. Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe he sees the field better that way. We talked about that.
You're supposed to be able to see it. You're standing up more. You can see the plays. Sure.
So yeah, your linemen are bent over so you can see how the defense is set up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's supposed to be the thing. So is he just not seeing a defense well enough? Like, what is? I mean, we heard about how he reached out to the Giants defensive coordinator that got fired or quit, or whatever the story is.
Wink.
Yeah, Wink Martindale, and to get a scouting report on himself. What did he learn out of the scouting report? Because it doesn't seem like he learned much about it. I mean,
right.
It's wrong for me to say it, not being a player on the field and experiencing what he's feeling. But it's like we watch football too much to know that something he's not seeing, and it's not clicking with him. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? We're just two guys that talk on the microphone. We're not out there on the field, right? But at the same time, he should have the skills to be able to see the field already and see the defenses and know what he's seeing. He clearly doesn't.
No, I agree. I was watching the Lions and Seahawks game, and what I noticed with Geno Smith when he was rolling out, and because he would get flushed out of the pocket, instead of throwing the ball on the run, he planted his back foot and just threw. Like, he could do a quick toss, and he did that more than once. I saw, and so I was watching Jalen. I didn't see Jalen. Jalen runs out and he just keeps on running and then throws the ball and it sails out of bounds. How come he can't place his foot and fire it? So in my mind, he's just running to scramble just to get away. He's not trying to actually go through his reads and downfield.
Where is this timing? Like, there should be routes that are timed. Like, take 3 steps and it's out of your hands. You shouldn't
like what Baker was doing. Just like what Baker was doing.
And he's not. I heard a stat out there that the Jalen Hurts has he's 29th on releasing the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not
He's holding it.
He's holding it way too long than most.
You also mentioned Cullen Moore's motion. He's supposed to be very high in motion, and I think it's right now they're at 18 or 19 in play motions with plays. Mark, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the pod.
Hi.
How's it going?
I took a bit of a nap, and then I forgot it was Thursday.
No worries. We I'll give you a question right off the bat. The bat. Is the problem with the Eagles right now Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni?
Ooh.
Hot seat right now. Let's go.
Both?
Well, so both. It can't be both.
Why not?
Because is Nick Sirianni making Jalen Hurts drop the ball and throw the ball into
That's
coverage?
why it's Hurts' fault.
Right.
But if you're a coach who's coaching a quarterback who clearly is struggling with this stuff, you should know how to make the changes. You're not making the changes for him, or at least not in a way that he's listening. If he's not respecting you and he's not listening, he's got to go. I can't imagine Jalen Hurts being that disrespectful. He seems like a pretty good person. So clearly you're not giving him good plays, and he's failing. You're both failing. At this point, I don't want to jump on any Totsy and be like, hey, we got to get rid of him. I'm not like, they're done. They got to go. But I'll give Hurts a slight pass. He was down to his top receivers, top tackle. I want to see you kind of dialed in there, bud. Sirianni, same thing. I'll give you hey, look, you had a good season 2 years ago. You had a good season at the start of last year. Things are kind of a little funky right now, but we were down a lot of people. We're coming off a bye. We have a bye week right now, so we'll come off a bye week, come next week. If we don't beat the Browns by a minimum 2 scores.
Doesn't matter.
No.
They have to win.
No, we have to win, but if it's not by a minimum 2 scores, I am looking towards our next draft pick and our next coach.
But Mark, and I said this earlier, you missed it, and I said it on our post game, our
I missed that too. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
But it's like, okay, we were missing offensive players: Lane Johnson, AJ, Smitty, right?
Yeah.
What was the defense excuse?
Oh, there is one. I'm pissed with the defense.
They were all healthy. Like, I don't understand why our defense was so lackluster.
Oh, I can tell you what
they made him look like he was a fucking Pro Bowl quarterback. Like, come on.
He's going to be this year, though.
I will say, I have to give Baker credit. He's better than people who are giving him credit for. He played in a terrible situation in Cleveland. He got them to the playoffs. He's not as bad a quarterback as people want to give put on him. He's just cocky. He's Johnny Manziel, but actually knows how to put up the numbers.
Yeah,
without the drugs. So, and he's got Mike Evans. He's got Chris Godwin. He has weapons down there. Bucky Irving's looking great. Rashad White's doing pretty well, though. Bucky Irving did fumble the ball tonight. Thanks, Oregon Duck, bud. Not cool with you. So I was okay with us maybe having a rough game against Tampa in the back of my mind. I didn't want it to be a blowout. That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And I know that people are going to complain and say it was too hot. I know that was
both teams are playing in the weather.
I know. That was my point. That was going to be my point next. I know Blankenship was he was sick from the heat, and Carter was sick from the heat, and McCollum was sick from the heat, or whoever it is that backs up Blankenship.
These guys didn't know that they were coming into Florida. Like I said in their post game.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Florida. It's hot. It's got his balls there right now.
I know.
Especially all that rain they had.
Unreal. Yeah, it's hot. It's humid. So I get it. Maybe they're sluggish. They weren't as prepared. Again, that might be a bit of a coaching issue.
They did say they were getting IVs. They did say they were getting IVs. They did say that.
Couldn't go down early because of the hurricane. It's a weird situation. So look, I'm willing to hold this game as an outlier if we can change course starting next week. And like I said, a win, we need a win. But if it's not by more than 14 points, then this wasn't an outlier. And this wasn't a bad hot weather, bad offense, tired-ass defense. That's the other thing you got to remember. The offense was so bad, the defense spent more of that game on the field than they needed to. Mm-hmm. So they were going to be bad. So if we go into Cleveland, or Cleveland comes here,
Cleveland comes here.
If Cleveland comes here and we don't blow them up and have everyone go, okay, I want pundits to go, all right, the Eagles defense isn't on the field for 40 minutes. Their stars are back on the field. They scored some touchdowns, and they're demolishing teams they should demolish. It's kind of like college ratings. When you see a college game play, and you see Alabama play some cupcake, you expect Bama to win, but you also kind of expect Bama to beat up on them a little bit. Because you're all right, come on, they're not competition. I'm not saying the Browns are. I understand it's the NFL any given Sunday, but Chubb still isn't guaranteed to play.
Mm-mm.
Deshaun Watson's kind of a joke. Their receiving core is Amari Cooper. We faced against him for his entire career. There's no reason we shouldn't beat up on the Browns. Like, it shouldn't just be a win. It should be like we should cover the spread and then some. This should be a win-win. And if it's not, that's a problem.
Well, I think I'm at the point where if Jalen Hurts has a great game, that's awesome. When's his next bad game coming? That's where my thinking of Negadelphia is right now.
My thinking is like, when are we going to start the game running the ball instead of waiting till the second half to run the fucking ball?
Oh, what I just hear?
Yeah,
I said it earlier. You missed it. You got here late. I quoted you. I said, what has been Mark's fucking motto
mantra
for the last
His
2
mantra.
years? Yeah, his mantra: run the ball, win the game. And what happens when we run the ball? We win the fucking game. Like, I don't understand why you paid Barkley so much goddamn money to come here and you wait till the second half to use them. I don't understand it.
And then not run him again. Like there was this huge ass run, and then they don't run him again. Like,
I don't know. Look, I get it. I get that there's this weird push in the league. Everyone's like, well, it's still a passing league and people pay to come watch great passes. I don't care. I could go to an Eagles game and never see them throw the ball once. If we put up 200 yards rushing and beat the piss out of the opposing team, I'm happy. I don't care if Devontae and A.J. Brown have 500-yard receiving seasons, but because we dominate everyone on the run ground, I don't care.
Right.
We win. I want to win.
Yeah, moving forward. I was just
move forward. Did you see what the Ravens did?
Yeah.
Derrick Henry did what? Oh, he ran the ball?
He ran the ball.
What?
Yeah, go figure.
Imagine winning games with running the ball.
But I asked Miguel this question, and like I am still not convinced that Nick Sirianni's fingerprints aren't all over this offense still. I think he's in Cullen Moore's ear telling him, okay, let's pass here, pick a passing play, he's not giving the whole amount of play calling to Cullen Moore. He's still putting his 2 cents in, and he can't get his fingers off of it. And I think with the first 2 or 3 series, you can see it smelled like Nick Sirianni play calling. Do you agree?
To me, see, my problem is I've watched Kellen Moore play calling.
Yeah,
it's not much different. I don't know if you want to go back and watch some film of the Chargers last year. It wasn't great. You watch the Cowboys during his time there. Like, I've tried telling people, and no one seems to get it. The Cowboys for the past decade have had on paper, like, they've been paper tigers. They've had like some of the best complement of players on a single roster.
I'm afraid that's what the Eagles are turning into, Mark.
But Jerry Jones down there just spending money to get everyone he can, and they can't win because they don't have the right coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Kellen Moore, I wasn't excited about the pickup anyway. Fangio, I'm back and forth with still to this day because you've got games where he holds the opposing number 1 offense in the league to nothing, and then the next game it's like, what defense? Where's the defense? They didn't show up. We only brought the offense here. Those are just random people we've got off the side of the street in Eagles jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a weird setup. It's hard for me. I don't know, I'm in a weird situation because in one hand, Jaden Daniels is doing great, but Jaden Daniels is great.
He's got Brian Johnson as his quarterback.
I understand that, but I'm saying, let's just put it in perspective. When Brian Johnson was Hurts' quarterback coach,
it was perfect.
Going well.
Go figure, right?
When he went to be OC, it went to shit.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're learning another new system. Again, I'm like, it could be Sirianni's system. It could be a Kellen Moore system. I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated. I like our team. And I'm okay if we want to clear house when it comes to our coaching staff.
But here's a problem, though, Mark. If you get rid of Nick Sirianni, then bring in another head coach, well, he's going to bring in his own offensive and defensive coordinator, and that's just another play caller for Jalen Hurts to use as an excuse about play calling. That's just another thing. I am very afraid of that. I don't want that to happen.
I get it, but at the same time, I want to put it out there that Hurts, this is like my last hurrah for you when it comes to how I'm going to defend you. I think he's smart. I think he's talented. And I think that with the right coach, he would fall into the system smoothly, and you wouldn't
But
have the learning curve.
Who's that right coach?
Yeah. Lincoln Riley.
Andy Reid.
Yes, but Andy Reid's not leaving. He's retiring where he is. He ain't leaving.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley's not a bad choice. I'm still interested to see how the coordinator for the Saints does. For something in my head goes like the way he brought Derek Carr to look good. Kubiak. I'm like, you know what? He might have a future as a coach.
Well, this is what also scares me. All these people saying, putting up all these pictures of Bill Belichick. I do not want Bill Belichick.
Nope.
He is not the answer to our problems.
Not.
And
I think our defense would be a lot better if he was a coach.
Okay, well, then be a defensive coordinator. He cannot be.
He doesn't want to be a coordinator.
He'll be a head coach of the Eagles. Like that is not.
I agree.
First of all, that I need a coach that's going to actually come in here and practice tackling. Like, not these tackle drills. You're not tackling dummies. Not tackling fucking punching bags. I want tackling drills. Get the practice squad in here and let's beat up on them. Like, learn how to fucking tackle. How many goddamn tackles we missed last week?
A lot.
Literally all of them.
That Avonte Maddox one where he had him.
That was an Olay.
Yeah,
he is apparently, according to a little beat reporter I was reading, according to Vic Fangio, he is on the cusp of losing his job.
He should be.
Good.
He's out there talking to Mike Evans about video games.
I saw that.
Up,
Fortnite.
And I'm like, you're done. I'm done with you.
You want to play Fortnite, Mike Evans?
I'm done. But then there's Quentin Mitchell's out there saying, "I'm shutting you down. What have you done? You haven't done anything."
Yeah. Well,
like
Mitchell looked good.
I mean, after Slay appearing, and I know you're going to touch on this later. Mike,
we're going to
appearing on Parsons' podcast this week. I'm to the point where I'm like, yo, you're a captain. Why are you on our rivals podcast? Yes, okay. We can't bring sports fanaticism into, personal lives or whatever, business decisions. But like, come on, do it during the off season. There's no need to do it in a season when the season's going so bad right now.
Yeah, you don't go and be all jolly and happy and jerking around with Michael Parsons after a blowout like that.
Well, you saw that after the game, like because the Eagles fan base gave him so much heat that he was posting like his career stats and like his look, dude. We know who you were, but clearly, it's what have you done for us lately in Philly? You know what I mean? And lately, you haven't really been doing too much, my guy.
So I'm going to quote Seth Joyner here. Seth Joyner said, he goes, I quote, "All of this bravado, I have no words for the cowboy thing going on Michael Parsons' podcast. That speaks for itself. That's just a cardinal sin. You don't do that kind of stuff. I think the Eagles, it's time, I believe, that you've got really some really good young cornerbacks.
I agree.
You need to let them play.
Oh yeah. Keely needs to play.
Keely needs to be out there.
Cooper DeJean had to play. Like, we got to get these guys.
Well,
you know what? If we're going to be bad, at least let the young guys get out there and get some experience.
Exactly.
Cooper, I think, coming out of the bye, he's going to be the nickel. And Avonte Maddox will not even. I believe Avonte Maddox isn't going to be on this team. He's going to be cut. I don't see it, especially after this last game of him, just tackling air. He can't. Like, he's just tackling air out there.
Hard to do.
It's hard to do, but that's all he was doing out there. Darius going on Michael Parsons' podcast after a loss and joking about CJ Gardner-Johnson as well, like putting down teammates. That's not a leader. That's not a leader in my mind at all. At all.
What do you know what was said? What were they talking about?
They were talking about how he was missing tackles and against the Falcons and against the Buccaneers. He was talking about how he can't tackle and that he was getting blown away by tackles.
Oh wow!
The whole reason we brought him back was he was really good at tackles 2 years ago.
I think of it. I think about this is that could you imagine Reggie White going on Troy Aikman's podcast.
Nope.
Do you see that happening in the middle of a year?
Nope.
No. Do you see Dawkins going to Emmett Smith's podcast?
Nope.
Now this is what he's going to say. This is what Slay he can also say is that like they're both defensive. They don't really play against each other, so they're never really. But your teams play against each other. It's important that you have a united front against other teams. These guys are blending, like it's blending in together, like the camaraderie. There is no like rivals anymore if this is going to continue like this.
No, I mean,
What? I remember when we used to have players that were like, I don't really understand the rivalry. Like, why do people get so much into a rivalry? And it's like, well, then why are you playing the sport? Like, go leave. Like, if you're, I don't understand how you become an athlete at any level and not understand rivalry. To this day, when my high school team plays its rivalry, I'm checking scores.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't leave me. Like, what? How did you grow up playing sports that competitively to make it to the professional level? Go, yeah, I don't really get rivalries. Huh? What are you doing?
Even in my softball league, the team that we just lost to just won the championship. I didn't want them winning. They did, but they just won, and now we have a chip on our shoulder because we want to go out and beat them because we lost on a very poor play. Somebody took a lead off the second base, and you're not supposed to take a lead, and he got picked off. The umpire called him out. It wasn't even a pickoff. The umpire called him out. That was a terrible way to lose. So now we got a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. So I don't like Slay. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like Darius. I'm calling him Darius now. He's not Slay anymore. He's just Darius. That's all he is.
Yeah, you can't be called Big Play Slay until I see more big plays.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of lost that moniker, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
we'll call you the artist formerly known as Big Play Slay.
the corner formerly known as Big Play Slay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to the Eagles trading him.
Nope.
Putting him on the bench. Let's see Isaiah Rodgers out there.
Here you go. Here you go. I got a trade package. You can send Darius, Bradbury, and fucking Devin White all together in a package and get them fuck out of here.
Like a bag of balls or something like that.
Yeah, they're like a 5th round pick, you know.
Yeah.
At least let's go to Carolina for it though. Like Carolina, you get all these players, ruin the rest of their career, give us like a third.
They'll take it.
Oh yeah.
The thing is though, Micah Parsons wants to be an Eagle very badly.
He will be,
and he's going to be, I believe. Especially after this stint that we have with Bryce Huff. A lot of talk online.
On his head.
I'm going to bring it up because a lot of people keep telling this to me, and I don't buy it. He's saying that because I said he only has one tackle now. He officially has one tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that! Only took 4 games.
It's crazy. Yeah, they're saying that the reason he's not getting to the quarterback, he's not getting a lot of sacks, is because he's not being played in a 4-point stance. That's the only reason people tell me that. He played in a 4-point stance in New York, and that's why he had all of his 11 sacks. And here he's not. He's standing up, and he's not a 4-point stance, so he doesn't have any sacks.
What's that have to do with anything?
Thank you. Please explain to me. Explain to me what that fucking means. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I know there's like technical skills with 3-point, 4-point stance and so many different technical terms, but I mean, it's all about leverage at the end of the day, right? It's about your power and leverage. Mm-hmm. And basically he's going against the tackle. So the tackle's already standing up by the time he gets there. And he's either tackling himself and being held down by the tackle, or he's fucking just getting mollywopped.
He's getting clipped by a running back and get thrown to the ground.
Exactly. So
it has nothing to do with the stance.
It's nothing to do with stance. Yep, exactly.
Look, as a former defensive end, granted in high school, I know there are definitely different positions I preferred. I like the 3-point stance. I like the wide 9. I like having that wide angle, making the tackle or tight end kick out for me because I could use their momentum against them. I know it gave me an advantage. I know there's certain spots you're supposed to do certain things. However, if you are at a level, like I remember being in plays where I would do like Texas stunts. Be all right. I remember they had me shift inside for a few plays, and I wasn't doing nearly as well coming up into a guard's face as I did a tackle, because the guard didn't have to shift as much for me. He just stood up and his body was there.
Yeah.
With the tackle, I kind of had more freedom to make them look a fool, and so I did. But you got to tell your coach that. Like I remember going to my coach when I was in the middle, but hey, coach, look, I don't think I'm helping the team as much when you have me in this 3 technique up here in the middle, like trying to, push in on the guard, in a stunt. Yeah, because the D tackle would take the guard with him. I'd come around up against the center who now has to move fine. But it just wasn't my stance. And we made some changes and I stopped playing that. I moved back to a D end and played more the stances I liked and was better at. That was, again, high school. You're a professional.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to go to your coach and say, hey, bud, look, I'm clearly not doing well. This isn't my forte. I don't stand. I'm not a standing linebacker. I'm a rush linebacker. That's what you guys got me for. Use me. Let me do what I do.
Yeah, I don't
get
think
yourself in a position.
I don't think Fangio likes him, and I don't think that's why we don't see Devin White out there. And I think that's why he's putting Huff out there as much as he can. But Brandon Graham is playing more than he is. Brandon Graham had a beautiful sack last game.
Yeah, he did.
He's
that's sad when the old guy has to come in and do something that the young guy should be doing. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And Graham is also hinting that he's going to stay in game shape for next year. He might not retire at the end of this year.
So we're gonna need him.
I know he's been playing more now than he did last year. It's so hard to believe that they played so well in New Orleans and they show up.
Did they play well? The defense.
I'm talking about. I'm sorry, the defense. The defense played well. Jalen Carter didn't get to the quarterback against Baker Mayfield.
I will say
what? Hold on, Miguel had it on.
Go ahead, Miguel.
What?
No, I was just gonna say that game got a little bit more emotional for that the defensive players because of that hit against Smitty. They took that personal, and that's why I think they played so much different in the second half of that game.
Okay, fair.
I will say, statistically, since we've had AJ Brown, the Eagles average like 16 points a game when he doesn't play. So the game against the Saints kind of was statistically on point.
Right.
However, that's not a good thing. We should do better. It kills me is, again, I still believe Smitty is a starter against most other teams. So why can't we utilize him as such? Why are we trying to make him fit AJ Brown's mold when he's in? That's my other problem. Like, why, when it becomes, okay, now it's Smitty's number one, why are they like, all right, we're going to have you play here, but you're going to play AJ Brown's plays. You're going to do the quick, hard slants. We're going to have the cut inside. The big-bodied receiver plays when he is the exact opposite of a big-bodied receiver. That man's legs are about as thin as my wrist.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, I want him gone.
He should be using his speed, not his size. Like, come on, man. Why wasn't Goddard target more? Why weren't we, like we said earlier, again, back to not running Barkley in the first half? Like, why aren't we establishing the run game?
Don't know.
I wish I knew the answer. I wish they were able to adjust in game quicker than like going through the whole game and then adjusting it for the next game. Like, there's no adjusting. Mm-hmm. If once Barkley gets this huge ass run, keep feeding him. If he found a way to get through, feed him. Right. Keep him going.
Those linemen going to get wear down. The defensive linemen getting wear down when you run the ball. When those offensive players have a chance.
Not only that, you start to change the way the defense plays. You run the ball a lot, they stop putting their pass rushers in. Their D line starts freezing off the line because they don't want to get. Because a lot of times, I can tell you, a lot of times as a pass rushing DN, you bust past that tackle, you're out of the play because the run's gone. You're no longer useful as a DN. So they stop trying to blitz past that tackle. They want to freeze for an extra second to see, is this another run? Because I'm not going to be out of the play looking like a fool.
Right.
The linebackers sit up a little bit. I don't want to be, try and drop back for a pass and let you get a 7-yard run. So you run the ball. You start making that defense change. And now all of a sudden, now you've got Smitty one-on-one who can go deep. Now you've got the linebackers coming in, and you can throw a quick out to A.J. Brown, who's going to turn up the field for 12 to 20 yards. Like, Goddard across the middle makes a linebacker look bad. We're not even like these are like simple plays that are like known football.
Check out what Nick Sirianni had to say on WIP, courtesy of Goldberg's podcast.
No, we are a team that is going to run the football, and we want to run the football. We got a guy in Saquon Barkley who is special at running the football. We got special offensive linemen. I think when you look at there's circumstances in each game. I told you guys this, like, we'll do whatever we need to do to win the football game. So if that's run Saquon 50 times, then that's what it is. If it's run him 10 times, that's what it is. In a game, and I'm obviously referring to this last game and the carries and the touches that he had. When you go 3 and out, we went 3 and out the first 3 possessions.
Because you didn't run the ball.
Before, I think I was watching the game in succession, offense, defense, and at one point we had 6 plays on offense and we were down 21-0. Like your game plan changes there, where you have to make some time up to try to get back into the football game, and so down that many possessions, it changes it a little bit, right? Which lets them pin their ears back a little bit. I get that as well. But also, if you look at those first, I think 9 plays within the first quarter and a half. One of those 9 plays, right, you're in third down 3 of them. So you're doing whatever you got to do. In 3rd and 10, you're probably not running the football. So, you're trying to do what you need to do to continue the drive. You don't say I'm starting with a run every single time. That's just not the way it goes, that, and you're trying to get yardage. Like you're trying to get, if you're in 2nd and 10, you might have to pass it again if you pass it on 1st down. And so the carries got a little bit like there's no secret. We want to give Saquon the football a lot.
Yes, man. If we're running offense, this is a delicious piece of edible food in my hand and not a piece of cardboard I just ripped off a box. We're not a running team. I get you can't just run the ball to start every single possession. I get it. But when your players are healthy and it's the beginning of the game and they got energy and you got Saquon, smack them in the face to start that first play. Even if you don't do it in the first play, at least on every drive have a run. Like the fact you're like, we missed the pass on 1st and 10, so we had to throw it on 2nd and 10, so we had to throw it on 3rd and 10, so it was 3 and out 3 series in a row. No. That's not how you do football, my guy Sirianni. Run the ball.
Exactly.
This is what,
a 2nd and 6 is better than a 2nd and 10, right?
2nd and
9 is better than a 2nd and 10.
A 3rd and 4 is better than a 3rd and 10. Like, come on, man. Like he's averaging 3 to 4 yards a carry. Like, bro, even if
you could literally tush push 3 yards per play.
Jesus Christ.
You could push the whole goddamn field. At least he'd run the ball.
And this is where, and now that he says if we need, we can win the game with 50 runs. Okay, we can win the game with 10 runs.
No.
The problem is now.
Or more.
It looks to me that the problem maybe not be the play calling, it's the guy facilitating those plays. Is our problem with Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is the problem. He has turned over the ball in 7 straight games. A fumble or an interception.
A lot.
Yeah, that is.
It's 5 fumbles he's had this year. I think he's thrown 5 or 6 interceptions already.
I think he's like the 3rd highest turnover rate this season so far.
29 turnovers in the past, I think, since 2021.
And I think I heard a stat that the Eagles are like 3-8, 14 or something like that. They're like 3-14 since the playoff loss against Tampa.
So, well, they're 3-8 since the Buffalo Bills game.
Oh, yeah, that what it was.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
what it was. Yeah, that was the last game that they won, where it was actually kind of like a team effort. Really,
we're on the 2nd year of Hurts's big contract, right?
Yep.
Yes.
5-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Was it 5 years?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I just want to put it out there. A little thought, little fairy dust out there. Next year is Arch Manning's sophomore year.
No.
The following year is his junior year, which he may come out in the draft.
Okay. Do you want to talk crazy right now?
I like talking crazy.
What? Yeah, it's very crazy. This is the crazy I heard. Ready?
Oh no.
This is the crazy I heard.
If you say Tua, I'll come over to your house right now.
Not Tua. A certain quarterback from Colorado is coming to the draft next year. That father,
God, no.
The father said that he gave a bunch of teams, and one of those teams that he wants his son to play for is the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, he doesn't. No way.
Yeah, the Eagles are one of them. It was the 49ers. It was the 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles, and Falcons. We don't have a head coach with Nick Sirianni. We hire this guy to come and coach.
I swear to God, if we do what I said the Cowboys are going to do, I'm going to burn an Eagles jersey.
It's going to. It could happen.
No, it won't.
It could happen.
No, it will not happen. I will burn an Eagles jersey.
Deion Sanders as our head coach and his son Shador as our quarterback.
No, you know why it won't happen? Jeffrey Lurie's not that stupid. Jeffrey Lurie's not that stupid. He won't make that mistake. No. Deion Sanders is a marketing nightmare right now. You're not touching that man. No.
Yeah, well, hey, no. I am just reporting on what I've read.
Nope.
Possible. Anything's possible, Mark.
I'm not done with it.
I would rather see Lionel Messi be our head coach.
Messi
barely speaks the language.
Pull like a Ted Lasso kind of a thing.
I would rather Chip Kelly come back and coach us.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Wow. I wasn't gonna say it. Thank you.
Wow.
I would really rather that. For real.
Yeah, I don't.
Even I'm at that point, which is insane.
Yeah, it's like
there's too many other options. There's too many other options out there.
The Eagles' schedule coming up is against the Browns, and then they have the Giants, and they have after that. Let me just boot it up real quick here. But the teams that they're going to be seeing are teams that they do not have winning records. I'll tell you that right now. They will be. They're going to be seeing the Browns obviously next week.
Mm-hmm. Giants, Bengals,
Giants, Bengals, Jaguars.
Well, let's throw the Cowboys back in with Deion. Let's put Deion in the Cowboys circle where he belongs, and Shador can say they're with Dak. Got it.
Yeah.
We, on the other hand, I'm going to go back to what you said earlier. To make life easier on Jalen and to make our team better, we're going to go to California, have us a little sit down with little Mr. Riley, say, hey, bud, we know LA Sunshine shouldn't be your thing. You should be in a more blue-collar place. Come back here, get Hurts back on track, and win some championships. I like that a lot better.
I think the mistake happened when they did not fire Nick Sirianni at the end of last year, and now they're
fine. I'm okay with that still.
You're not, but if they bring in Lincoln Riley, that's
he wasn't coming out last year.
Yeah,
and then we'd have to start with a whole new system. Now I'm cool with what we did. I'll tell you what, if we hire Deion, not only will I burn an Eagles jersey, I'll buy an Ohio State jersey.
That's not going to be hard for you. Your buddy's right there. You love Ohio State now.
I hate Ohio State with a passion. I hate Ohio State as much as I hate the Dallas Cowboys.
So anyway, the Browns 1 win, the Giants 1 win, the Bengals 1 win,
which is
Jaguars,
insane, by the way.
0 wins. Okay.
Hey, yeah. What's going on with your team, Miguel?
See what happened.
Right. Did you take them with you, Tyler? Is that they got relaxed a little
bit? Trevor Lawrence, caught it up with a ladyboy, and
I'm sure he did. I'm sure. They never are. These next 4 games are, in my mind,
Hold on.
All winnable games. All of them.
Because I feel like you're shortchanging our schedule.
No, that's it. I'm just reading it right off. Yeah. These guys have 4
Yeah, I'm looking at it too.
No. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the schedule. The only team I see on our schedule, mind-bogglingly, that I see going, oh, that actually might be a problem, is November against the Commanders. I'm not even concerned against the Cowboys right now.
Oh, you're going that far? Going these next 4 games.
No, there's no reason we don't win the next 5. 6, if we lose the Commanders, I'll hate it, but I won't be surprised because we lose to them when they're dog. When they're garbage,
Daniels is
currently MVP. Like
he's got an assistant quarterback coach there that's helping him. And do you know who that is?
No, shut up. I'm looking at our schedule. Okay. The rest of our season, we should have 2 losses. We should only have 1 loss to the Commanders and 1 loss to the Ravens. There's no one else on our schedule that's even remotely
and that will be this what we said, 13-4.
That it hurts my soul because that's what it should be, and it's not. We're gonna have like 3 or 4 more losses in that, and it makes no sense.
Yeah,
it hurts to be an Eagles fan. I'm gonna get a Hurts jersey and just say, put it like this.
If they lose to the Browns, it's worse than. So it's worse than. It's almost like it's going to be very bad.
If we lose to the Browns, the trade deadline is going to get spicy.
Because you think the Eagles are going to be sellers or buyers?
Sellers.
They lose to the Browns, they're going to start selling.
Slay is going to be gone. Maddox's going to be gone.
I don't know who that player is. Who are you talking about?
True.
Darius.
Darius. Yes, Darius.
No, yes. I think you'd see us just start selling off people.
That'd be wild.
This is a bad part where we're at, man. And of course, we had to give Hurts his no trade clause, so we're kind of stuck with him.
Yeah, you're gonna have him for a long time. So,
couple more years till we get Arch Manning.
So jeez, Arch Manning. And the thing is, though, is Jalen Hurts a turnover machine, or is he just going through something, or is he broke? Like, did that fumble? I go back. That fumble in the Super Bowl break Jalen Hurts?
Feels that way.
Yeah. See, Miguel. Just shake your head. You just shake your head.
I have no point to counterprove that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been consistent ever since then. So I can't fight it. Like, at this point, you just kind of have to agree with it. It might have been the moment.
Yeah. If you go dial it all the way back, that's the last kind of play that kind of trajectory changed his career right there.
Right.
He doesn't fumble that ball, Eagles win the Super Bowl. We're not here chatting about his turnovers. We're not. 100% we're not. 100%. So that's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid that we saw Jalen Hurts' ceiling in 2022, and we're probably not going to get back to that. And right now, are we really seeing what Jalen Hurts is? Is this what he is? It's just an indecisive quarterback who has a hard time reading defenses, and he tries to put balls into play that are too tight, and he gets an interception. And when there's wide open guys, he just lets the ball sail because he doesn't really have the confidence to put his foot in the ground and let it sling. Is this what we're seeing? Is that what we have right now?
I mean, if we look at the history of Alabama quarterbacks that have come out recently, we got two who's out with concussion.
Recently, all of them. Yeah. I said it when we drafted him. That I said, look, I gave him a little bit because he went to Oklahoma. He got something a little better, but I'm like, Alabama quarterbacks in general don't work.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
They don't work.
Mac Jones.
Bryce Young, Mac Jones, to it. Well, he doesn't work. He's hurt.
That poor guy, man. That poor guy. I got another question for you. Okay, so this is a little bit of the other side of the coin here. Do Philadelphia fans destroy quarterbacks? with their insane pressure that's put down on them that they need to succeed. And if they start, not succeeding as they wish they would, they knock them down and bring them down. Do we just destroy quarterbacks?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
You see, every year at the draft, people talk about who's going to go to New York or LA because the pressure is so hard there. It's the pressure. No, man. If that's the pressure, then that's the pressure. But we're not them. No one says, "Oh, going to Philadelphia for the pressure." Everyone knows our fans are the most wild and savage. If it's not pressure, then it's McNabb looked just fine for years. Wentz looked just fine until he tore his ACL.
Yeah, Vic was fine.
Yeah, Vic came out of a crazy situation and probably looked better than he had.
Jeff Garcia.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
All right.
I say Jeff Garcia looked better than anyone would give him credit for. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl here, my guy.
I'm talking about when these quarterbacks mess up.
Nick Foles messed up. He left our team. He messed up so bad.
No, they shouldn't have done that.
Oh, he should have done. They should have done that. He needed to leave. He was garbage. He came back. We made the right play.
He made so much money. He made so much money when he left.
But I'm saying, it's not it's not like Nick Foles played so poorly here and then we destroyed him and his whole career we're not the Panthers. We're not the Giants. We're not the Jets. We don't destroy quarterbacks. The Panthers destroy quarterbacks.
We're seeing that actually.
The Jets destroy quarterbacks.
Yep.
When is the last time you've seen a Jets quarterback that you've been like, yep, that's wow.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers did not look so good last week, did he?
You're older than me. What's your last memory of a good Jets quarterback?
Chad Pennington.
Boomer Esiason.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 25 plus years ago, huh?
Boomer Esiason, probably more than that.
I mean, he said Pennington.
Pennington's probably 20-some years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. It's almost like the Jets. They destroy quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold in Minneapolis
4-0
with a team? Crazy.
Yeah.
Geno Smith in Seattle with a team?
3-1.
Come on, what's going on here? Clearly, it's not us that destroys quarterbacks. You come in, if you can't deal with the pressure, it's the same with every sport, though. Whether it be a hockey, baseball, basketball, football, if you can't play your sport with a good attitude, get out of our city. Our city loves their sports.
But these quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, for example, comes from a fucking Division I school, Alabama, that's got the fucking most craziest fan base in football. So why, if you can make it there, why can't you make it here? I don't understand the difference.
And to bounce off your point entirely, he made it there, got benched, brought back, and then transferred and still found success. If that doesn't break you, nothing we're going to do is. We haven't benched you. You made a mistake. If you can't get that out of your head, that's a you thing. That's not an us thing.
Right.
Well, then, okay, so he is out there, ride or die, Jalen Hurts, interception after interception. When is it where he's going to be fine? When is he going to find the bench? At what point does he find?
Who do you think we have to replace him?
Yeah,
that's what
don't say Tanner McKee.
I'm not going to say either one of those guys.
No,
but is there a time and place where
if you say Kenny Pickens, I'll throw something at you.
But where is it, Miguel? Where's the line?
Cheers.
If you want to keep it to this season,
yeah.
If you want to keep it to this season, if you're out of playoff contention, that's when you throw Kenny Pickett in.
No, it's when you throw Tanner McKee in. That's when you put in the rookie. We don't throw in small hands, picks the ball. No.
Well, you got to get. You're paying him, so you got to play him, right?
I don't.
You got to get your money's worth.
He can have his water ice and go home. I don't want him on the goddamn.
But that's also my point with Jalen, right? You gave him this big ass contract. You've got another 3 years left in the contract. You're gonna have to get as much use out of him as you can, and I don't think you bench him until you're out of playoff contention.
Okay,
I'll agree with that. But I'm just gonna stand by my point that you don't dare play in Pickett. You play in the rookie. You play in the guy that may have a chance to play in the future, not a guy whose best thing he'll ever get is a backup in Carolina in 2 years. Like, that's where that man's career is going. He's going to be Andy Dalton's backup in a year when Bryce Young gets the cut.
Bryce Young's going to get traded, and he's going to have a probably better career.
He's an Alabama quarterback. No, he won't.
I'm surprised Miami hasn't traded for a quarterback, like gone after like Green Bay's
to come back. Bro, there's no way Green Bay's letting go of Malik Willis right now. Malik Willis kept them alive.
But still.
Yeah. No, they're gonna. If anything, he's gonna find a home far away from Carolina, far away. All right, guys. I think we all agree about. We talked about Darius on Micah Parsons' podcast. Just a real quick yes or no. Does Darius Slay go on a Michael Parsons kind of podcast after they play the Cowboys?
Like directly after?
Directly after.
General?
Directly after.
No.
You don't think it happens?
No.
Okay. All right.
Are you kidding? People are gonna start throwing shoes at his house.
If
he's already catching heat now. Imagine that.
He's already turning off like comments on all of his stuff. Like he doesn't.
As he should.
He should be. I think I have a quote here.
You guys got to think this way. If we win, Mike is not inviting him to the podcast. If they win and he goes on that podcast, he doesn't have a place on the team. Like just that day, cut him. I don't even care about trade. Cut him. Get out. You're not here.
No, I agree. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that. Also, our first Eagle to follow the podcast.
Quentin Mitchell.
Quentin Michael. Quentin Michael.
Former Eagle then.
Former Eagle. Yeah. Safety, Quentin Michael.
Well, hey, thanks for following us.
Yeah.
We love you and we appreciate you. Hopefully
our family
loves us too.
Yes.
We try to bring out some good stuff. We get a little rowdy. We get a little silly.
Well, I think that we had to this bye-week podcast. Usually, go figure that a week 5 bye was actually like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
They can get healed up now, and they can kind of get their act together and go on a run. Right?
Could you maybe say it was scripted?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
possibly. You might have a point.
Possibly.
Just a thought. It's weird, man. The whole NFL world. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's the
beginning of the season saying, "Oh man, the Eagles look good," and then season starts. They go, "Ooh, maybe not. Maybe the Eagles are. Maybe there's no real NFC contenders this year." It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happened last year. You know who didn't look good at the beginning of last year? Chiefs.
Chiefs didn't look good last year.
And then they came back and they went on a bit of a run.
Chiefs are in a tough spot. Patrick Mahomes literally took out his own player's knee.
Not only that, Pat Mahomes doesn't look very good this year. Like his passes aren't as Pat Mahomesy.
People are putting up the stats between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, and they're oddly similar.
Minus the interceptions.
Like everything is the same. Like rating, passing yards, interceptions, turnovers. It's all eerily the same.
Bro, the Chargers could have won that game if that idiot with the pick just went down and didn't have to try to run it through like a bread basket. Like dummy. Yeah. Come on.
I think that we're going to see a slew of trades coming because the Dolphins are pretty much going to be close to be out of contention. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Tyreek Hill reunion in Kansas City.
No, that's not happening.
Would be surprised.
No, he'll go somewhere else. He's not going back to Kansas City. I see Devontae leaving, and I've heard rumor of Devontae going in division, but to the Chargers.
Devontae Adams?
Uh-huh.
No, I heard him going to the Chiefs.
Chiefs or Saints? Chiefs, Saints, or Jets? Chiefs, Saints, or Jets?
I read an article that said that the Chargers and him, because apparently someone that's on the Chargers coaching staff is a former coach of his / friend. And so, a little connection there. It's wild. Imagine him going to any team in division is nutty.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, weirder things have happened. Like teams have given up their star running back to rivals. Weird, so you never know what might happen.
Did you see? There's a clip of the Giants general manager talking to his son and is asking his son who do they pick, and he's saying pick Jalen Daniels. You need a quarterback. And it's like he could have, he should have.
You know what? I actually don't agree with that. I don't think Jaden Daniels is your Jaden Daniels with zero talent to work with. I think Malik Neighbors is the right choice. I think Malik Neighbors is the best receiver to come out of this draft. I think Marvin Harrison, as much as I love Marvin Harrison, and I think Marvin Harrison will have a great career. My man, as a rookie, Malik Neighbors is being double teamed everywhere and looking phenomenal. What LSU does. LSU produces these receivers that are god tier. I mean, they're the Odell Beckhams repeatedly. You got Justin Jefferson, you got Jamar Chase, now you got Malik Neighbors. He's now your star. Daniel Jones can actually work with him until you get a new quarterback. You can now focus on, while he's young, beef up the O-line a little bit. Get a good second receiver. Get a running back. And then when Daniel Jones's contract's over, he's only 24, 25. He's still a star.
Right.
And now you can give him a quarterback that can truly make it happen. Or maybe Daniel Jones is better than we give him credit for, but he just has no one to work with. And this is finally his turnaround.
I guess time will tell, though. Time will tell. And time will tell because our time is up.
Do you do your one word?
Huh? We didn't have a game. Oh yeah, the Buccaneers. See, I've blocked it out. I've blocked it out of my damn time.
That's our word. Blocked out. No.
Okay. Do you have a word for this game?
Yep. I do.
Miguel, what's your word?
I'm gonna go with the word that my coworker Paulie put on the chat on the post from last week. Traumatized. Traumatized.
I like that.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I'll go with the simpler one. Hurts.
Traumatized and hurts.
It hurts.
Hurts, that's for sure. Traumatized. My word is appalled. I was appalled at how that game was laid out before me. The thing is, I know we say it, but to go a week, wait to watch the Eagles. I can't wait. Every week, Sundays here, and they do that, and shit's all over my Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
man, it pisses me off.
It ruins the whole week.
Hold on, whole week.
We've got a really good thing happening right now, though. We have a bye week. The Phillies start the playoffs. The Flyers start their season.
Red October.
We've got the biggest college football game next weekend. College football week next Saturday, October 12th is going to be absolutely lit with some of the biggest games of the season. Yeah. And then the Eagles play.
We have 55 days of football, by the way.
We've got amazing, crazy things happening to distract us from the Eagles' traumatizing, painful, appalling, hurts game. They can get their shit together, hopefully, so we can enjoy all these other things, their minds on fall fests and other things in the world and Red October. And then they can come back. We go, hey, the Phillies are winning. The Flyers are looking great. College football was fun. Oh, look, the Eagles beat the Browns like they're supposed to. And then we can all be happy. And if it doesn't happen, we cut our hair off. It's just,
Sunday's going to be a crazy day with the Eagles playing the Browns and the Phillies and Mets playing at the same time.
Is it the Mets? I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, Mets won. The Mets won.
Okay.
The first game is 4:05 on Saturday, and I think
why can't it be a night game? Let me use my projector, sit out back on my deck. I want to enjoy the games.
Yeah, but Sunday, we don't play Sunday. So what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, we don't play it. Again,
I'm looking ahead. Now I'm looking way out there.
Hopefully
the Phillies are still playing.
By the time the Browns game comes around, the series will be done.
We'll find someone else.
That's true. You think it's sweep? You call it a sweep? You call it a sweep?
Call it a sweep?
I like it.
I like that. I'll take it.
I like it a lot.
Now we have officially reached the limit of our time
Alright.
here.
Okay.
It's time for these old guys to go to bed. You already know how we do. EAGLES. Go,
Eagles, Phillies.
Go Birds
Go
and
Phillies.
Phillies. Let's go. Hey, Mike, play some traumatizing music as we leave.